the light of the auspicious dawn, and the bustle of life on the happiest and most solemn day, the birthday of a nation. On the 16th of September 1963, Malaysia was born, an independent nation comprising the former Federation of Malaya, Singapore, Sabah and Sarawak. A free and democratic nation of many races of man, long linked by cultural and economic ties. Now 10 million Malaysians are sharing a common destiny and a life of freedom and dignity. The whole country was specially dressed for Malaysia's birthday. In the air was the excitement of a dream becoming reality. The coming of Malaysia has been acclaimed by all freedom-loving nations of the world. To Kuala Lumpur, capital of the nation to be, came the distinguished representatives of friendly countries from near and far to take part in the celebrations. For Malaysia has taken shape from the will and sinews of the people. It was not made in secret, but a constitutional development, the child of consent and not coercion. From Asia, Africa, Australasia and the Western Hemisphere came wise men and statesmen to the new cradle of freedom in this part of the world. They came with blessings for the youngest member in the community of nations. On the eve of Malaysia, a farewell ceremony, marking the end of colonialism in Sarawak and Sabah. The Union Jack was lowered for the last time in Sarawak, and the last guard of honor for the departing governor, Sir Alexander Waddell. It was the poignant epilogue of an old period. Sir Alexander Waddell made his exit more than 120 years after the first white Raja came to this country. The people of Sabah has similarly erased the past. The story of foreign domination, which the British traders had started way back in 1878, came to an end. When the last British governor of Sabah, Sir William Good, bade goodbye to the people, the past was severed, but not the bonds of friendship between Malaysia and the United Kingdom, as both countries are members of the Commonwealth. The great day the people have long awaited has come at last. From riverine kampongs and mountain villages, from the farms and the fields throughout Malaysia, many travel long distances to attend the celebrations in the towns. They came together to rejoice in the true spirit of brotherhood and love of freedom. Malaysians thronged the state capitals in their multitude. Malays, Kadazans, Ibans, Chinese, Muruts, Indians, Bajos, Ilanuns. All the roads of joy led to the nation's capital. On the morning of the auspicious day, the Stadium Merdeka throbbed with the pulse of the nation at the moment of birth. The birth of Malaysia, solemnized in a ceremony before thousands of joyous Malaysians, friends from the 5 continents, and the monarch of the new nation. His Majesty Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Tuanku Said Putra Ibni Almarhum Said Hassan Jamalulil, is the supreme head of Malaysia. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong is a constitutional monarch elected by the Conference of Rulers. His Majesty rules and receives advice from the Parliament and Cabinet. Above everyone, His Majesty is the fountain of justice and the fountain of honor. His Majesty is the supreme commander of the armed forces of the nation. Accompanied by the Prime Minister, the King inspected the impressive parade of 19 detachments drawn from the armed forces, volunteer corps, civic and youth organizations. A display of undivided loyalty of the fighting units and the people. The climax of the inaugural ceremony was the raising of the flag of the new Malaysian nation. The Prime Minister formally handed the flag to Captain Tunku Ahmad Nerang, his son, of the Federation Reconnaissance Corps. Before the ceremony of hoisting the national emblem, the Prime Minister of Malaysia addressed the nation for the first time. His voice fraught with emotion, he behoved all Malaysians to take a pledge in the moment of glory.
Dengan nama Allah yang Maha Kuasa, bahawa demi sesungguhnya kita akan pertahankan bendera bangsa dan negara kita itu dengan segala daya upaya kita, sekalipun dengan jiwa dan darah kita. Marilah kita sekalian.
Let us pledge today and at this auspicious moment in the name of God that we will defend the flag of our nation and state with all our strength, even if necessary with our lives. The Prime Minister's message was relayed at the same time through all radio networks to the length and breadth of the Malaysian territories. At this moment, he said, the flag of Malaysia will be flown simultaneously with ours here in this ceremony, at similar ceremonies in Singapore, Sarawak and Sabah, as well as in all the states of the former Federation of Malaya. Then, addressing the young Di-Pertuan Agong, the Prime Minister dutifully requested His Majesty's permission for the ceremony of the raising of the flag to take place. To the noble strains of the national anthem, Negara Ku, My Country, the flag of Malaysia was proudly hoisted for the first time for all to see, the symbol of unity for 10 million Malaysians, the sign of sovereignty of the youngest nation in the world. Towards the end of the inaugural ceremony, Che Rosna Binti Akasha, the most gallant girl of 1962, released 101 pigeons, signifying that peace-loving Malaysians have won their freedom. Malaysia has brought independence to Sabah, Sarawak and Singapore. The former Federation of Malaya achieved independence in 1957. Malaysia has come about with the full knowledge and consent of the people. In Jesselton, Datuk Mustafa bin Datuk Harun and Inche Donald Stevens were sworn in as the Yang di-Pertuan Negara and Chief Minister respectively. Both took the oath to uphold the Sabah Constitution. Inche Donald Stevens, a Kadazan, was president of the Malaysia Solidarity Consultative Committee. Dato Mustafa bin Dato Harun is a well-known leader and philanthropist. The Chief Minister proclaimed Sabah's attainment of independence in Malaysia. The voice of Kadazans, Bajaus, Muruts, Suluks, Kedayans and others in Sabah will henceforth be heard in the Malaysian Parliament. In Kuching, the new governor Dato Abang Haji Openg bin Abang Sapi took the oath of office to serve the people in the interest of the nation and according to the principles of justice and democracy. The Chief Minister, Inche Stephen Kalong Ningkan, then read the message of independence. Tuan Haji Muhammad Khair bin Johari, a minister from the central government, read the proclamation of independence to the people of Sarawak, declaring their freedom from all forms of colonialism and their partnership in a sovereign democratic state founded upon liberty and justice.